Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to week 5 of ETF2L season 30, powered by stntrading.eu and scrap.tf. I am not alone. I am joined by Wiethoofd on production and my dear friend Beta on my co-caster. How you doing, Beta?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm all well rested and ready for some ETF2L action. I'm just hoping it's going to be a good game. It should be pretty interesting to see whether or not the bus crew can actually hold on. They've been going through a lot of different roster changes, so let's see if they can overcome that.
Yeah, you're very right on that. So this is a postponed match from last week because it's coming home, guys. Football is coming home for the UK. I don't really know if we're going to actually win it, but there's a lot of hype over that because this got postponed due to that World Cup match. So we should be seeing, different maps than the rest of the week. We're going to be seeing Product and Snakewater Final. Two pretty fun maps, Product being, just an all-out mess most of the times. Would you agree with me on that, Peter?
Yeah, it's definitely more chaotic and there's less back and forth just because of whenever the defending team defends, they don't move forward and take areas and space, really. They just kind of stay put. So yeah, it can look a lot more chaotic just because people can leverage the respawners more. Like when you're attacking and you don't have the point, you just kind of be really suicidal, just go in and trade very aggressively, and then you'll have an earlier spawn. So that tends to breed these very chaotic fights. So yeah, I definitely do agree.
Yeah, and the two teams, we've got the Bin Black, who I actually think the Bin Black have been doing surprisingly well this season. I know they're not top tier Prem, but Yellen is a player that has been standing out to me this season so far. He's done a lot of work on Pocket and actually done a really good sort of denial. Every game I've seen him, he's always tried to be in the face of the people he's playing against and just trying his best to just cause problems for the combo. He did it on the last game I saw of them versus Ascent, where they did Cardinal and I think it was Cardinal and Product, or I can't fully remember. I think it was Cardinal and Product. Yes, it was Cardinal and Product. But yeah, with the roster of the Bin Black, we've got Degu on Medic, Lucas on Demo, Yellen on that Pocket, as I mentioned before, Hems Scout, you got Gink as the Roamer, and then the other Scout going to Groove. Relatively, players like Groove as well stand out to me, as Groove's been having a very nice season as well, if you would agree with me there, Beta. He's done pretty well for himself.
Yeah, he's done way better than I thought he would. He's sort of been this up-and-coming roamer or soldier in high, I'd say, right? But then he just switched to Scout.
Oh.
And he's doing really well. You can see going 20 for 12. That's a very good result.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, and then, of course, Lucas is actually doing worse than I thought. Well, I don't know. Just 16 to 13 looks kind of iffy, but he's been, the carry for that team. So I'm very much looking forward to it. And, of course, Yellen and Gink. Especially Gink have actually had a very good season on Roma as well. So just kind of the two players that swapped classes have been doing really well. And normally it's just kind of a sign of a team tilting or whatnot. So, no, they're just doing great. So, yeah, good on them for sure.
And arguably when it comes to Degu's season last season wasn't, crazy. But I think he's really brought himself forward this season on Medic. I've seen sometimes where he's done some really good, surfing of damage. He's positioned himself really well. He's tried his best to work really, really consistently with his team. And I feel he's making a name for himself as a Medic more this Prem season than he has in previous seasons, from what I've personally seen. So that's quite interesting. But we've also got the bus crew, if you want to just kind of talk about them for a bit, Peter.
Yeah, sure, because they are pretty much the interesting one as far as the lineup goes. They have the two stables in Martin and Jan, and then they have this question mark, which is Josh, from Lego fame, coming in here. He has had some wrist troubles or something, so when the bus crew went scrim only, he could actually join it because his wrist can now handle it because they don't play as much. And of course, we have Diox, who stepped in for bot mode at some point during the season. I can't quite remember what week it was, but he's been there for a while, and he's always been in the background, really. And then we have Demul, who came in as well in the season, and then we have Alba, who has always been on the team, but he has actually recently left the team because he wanted to scrim more. So he's actually sort of technically a merc, I think, which might be a problem because there's this thing called the hijack rule in ETF2L. And if you have more than 3 players replaced over the course of the season, then you get kicked from the season. And Alba is now technically not on the team, but I think because he started on the team, they're going to be fine. But yeah, they're going to need him to merc for every single game, otherwise they're going to just get kicked.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. Alba is saying he wanted to step away from the bus crew to play more, so like to practice in himself, which is quite interesting because I feel like the bus crew have had a much better season this season than previous seasons will tell. They were very much at the bottom of Prem last season. I think they finished last, didn't they, last season, Beta?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so very, very close to the bottom area of the season. And I feel like they've done pretty well. They've showed themselves to be a much more consistent team with a few swaps here and there. I believe they've got Polygon once again on Pocket. Or no, it's Josh, isn't it? The mayor is Josh. My bad. It's like I wasn't even listening to what you were saying, but I was. I'm just looking at a different screen right now, which has confused me. But it will be interesting. We've obviously got Smork and Chat for Demol.
Obviously.
Yeah, it's like Demol, 60 hertz monitor, madman. Like him at Copenhagen Games was really impressive with his first debut, and it is a bit of a mismatch. But I just really want to see how these teams do it.
Yeah, so we're currently looking at the medic lineup here. We have Martin versus Daegu. These are both 2 of the most impressive medics in the season so far. Daegu has yet to play a match where he wasn't clearly the better medic, so it should be interesting to see whether or not Martin can keep up. And currently, you can see they both have 8 deaths, so that's pretty low amount of deaths per medic. We have slightly more heals on the side of Daegu, but also he has significantly more Ubers. I wonder how that's working. That's sort of weird. Maybe they have played less stalematey. And then there's also the weird vaccinator stats, which I don't think count for anything. But look at the Uber drops. I don't know. Maybe that's a lot of drops from Daegu.
More of a risky play style from the Bin Black, from what I've seen from them playing. So I could see that, sometimes they do like to really kind of push in. Especially during the one against Ascent, there were moments where they went quite ham. So it will be very different. But we've got another matchup of Jon versus Lucas. Like you mentioned earlier, Lucas not turning up that much this season compared to how I thought he would turn up. I thought he would be a lot more impactful, but he's kind of been a bit.
I disagree. I think he has been very impressive. I don't know why it's not showing up in the stats, but like every game he's been like really solid hard carry for the team. So I feel like the stats are actually just not doing him justice. So yeah, Lucas has been doing really well, but I suppose it just goes to show that Jon is keeping up pretty well. And we can kind of see like Jon's KAD is actually like better. So that's pretty interesting. He's getting a lot of assists, which means that usually he's doing like a lot of damage, and then people are following up.
I think one thing that probably isn't too fair from me is there are so many good demos this season. There's quite you've got Elikor, you've got Cadus, you've got Lucas, you've got Smeare, you've got Jon, and then you've got Lucas. So it's quite a fair amount of decent demos that I think like it will cause some people to be harsher on some of the demos that aren't top of the game, but you've got so many different levels of demo as well. You've got crazy Elikor, and then you've got relaxed Smeare, and it'll be interesting to see how things kind of pan out later in the season, especially when we get into playoffs. But that all said, we're about to take it away for the first map, which is Product. We're on the first mid, and we're going to take it away here and see what they do. Jon going actually through the lower section, managing to get some sticks placed off a little bit earlier than Lucas, and the first fight sort of happens. Yellen goes off onto Martin. Martin tries to surf away, but Gink came in. Martin's so low. And he goes down.
3 players focusing Martin. That was a really, really aggressive bomb in there. And looks like Demol has already gotten 3 kills here as a soldier on Viaduct. He's alone, but he's just big dicking it on point. He was like, no, this is mine. Just come in here and hit me if you can. And it looks like Lucas can indeed. But yeah, very, very aggressive. It's whenever you send in 3 players for the enemy medic, and you don't like immediately get him, it's very, very risky. I think they probably overdid it, but yeah, they're just gonna come in here again. Nobody has actually been able to cap the point just yet.
Yeah, it was very close towards the Bin Black taking it, but especially with that Demol play picking up Daegu and some other players in the combo, it just meant that everything kind of stalemated out. And Josh is the first one to go down during the second mid, and the Bin Black actually cap up that point, which arguably, if the Bin Black kind of stayed in and fought the bus crew and they started losing players, it would be more detrimental. But it looks like both teams want to build out their Uber and see if they can get some force going. As Yon's just taking a lot of spam from a lot of Bin Black players, and it's kind of fizzling out, looking for plays. Demol on concrete, maybe seeing if he can do something. But yeah, it's quite stale at the moment.
Yeah, you didn't have to say that for more than a second before they actually just decide to Uber in here. And they're going to try and jump a soldier behind. Josh is just taking his Uber in behind. His Uber was slightly worse, but his team has been treated as a soldier in the skybox onto the Demo Man. Yes, Jan will get taken down, and Diox as well, and Alba. Wow, it's just complete cleanup here. Gink and Yellen just really putting on a clinic here, just getting into the skybox and shooting down. The Demo Man tried to go forward, tried to stop this medic, and the medic actually does go down. Martin, it's just delayed enough that it just gets taken down.
He surfed so much. There was like so many people on him in that end spawn, and he was just surfing everything he could. And now we're going to see a sack wave coming out of the bus crew beta, as they are just looking to find Daegu, get that kill.
Oh, I can just cap it.
Never mind. That's what I thought. You know, your med's down. You should probably try and get the other med, but they're going to take the point instead. But yeah, they're going to take the point. Okay, that was interesting.
It's pretty smart by Daegu, to be honest. You know, because it was pretty obvious they were going for the sack wave. It's not like you were wrong, but it's just they kind of read it and they just went, what would we rather risk losing, the point or the medic? And they just went, nah, you can have the point. We'll keep our medic, please. Thank you very much. And they just
backed off. That just made me look really dumb. I know that's not hard, but Jesus, I thought I read that perfectly.
Oh, it's just... That's just a perk of being a caster. You will automatically look stupid. But yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's my job at this point. But it should... I'm just looking around, trying to see what sort of things are going to kind of brew out of. Gink's in a good position to go for a fast bomb. Demol kind of ready to block him, though. It's like Martin's quite in an awkward position, especially on that death pit area. So it'd be interesting to see.
This is actually pretty interesting, right? Because like they got pushed back. They kept their medic alive, and then they lost the point. So now they have to move forward into a pretty fortified position, and it's going to be actually pretty awkward. They do have that Uber advantage, but they also at the same time don't want to use the Uber advantage. Daegu has the Uber now. He's actually just going to pop it immediately. So I think they eye the medic there. Yeah, Martin is just way too far forward. He's going to surely get taken down. No. Okay, Groove actually beeps quite a bit there, and Martin is just not even hurt. So now they're going to move forward. I thought for sure that was what the Uber was all about, but no. They are instead just going to move in here and finally cap the point.
Yeah, and lose that advantage now. It was quite interesting. Martin again using some very good movement just to keep himself alive, and it was kind of a little awkward staring contest near the end there. But the rest of the bus crew coming around this right side on the concrete. Josh taking heals like we've seen him do on Ascent last season and just pushing through and managing to pick up Gink. Now Demol going over the top onto getting counter jumped by Yellen. A little bit of rocket exchange there. The Uber has come out of the bus crew. They're onto Daegu. Daegu surviving so long. Oh, they managed to pick him up though. And they get Yellen as well as Hems. So that's a lot of players down for the Bin Black. Only Lucas and Groove up. Lucas in an awkward position. I think that's the moment he timed out, so he ends up going down. And they're going to have a nice little fortified position here, Beta, to start up this second push from the Bin Black.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty fortunate time for him to actually just time out, because you know it was a lost fight anyway. But both medics have had Just this unfortunate ability to not really read the situation correctly and actually get out in time. They'll need to be better at actually positioning themselves better.
Oh,
and maybe grabbing the scout. Yellen's in, actually gets the force immediately. Oh, and Diaz gets dropped from the Uber as well. Very unfortunate, and now the superior length Uber comes in from the bin black, and they're just going to push everything forward, and Martin goes down again. So the trend continues as just Demul left alive.
Yeah, Demul in a really awkward situation. He needs to get out. That was really bad for the, not the bin black, but the bus crew. They both have that in, so it's going to be difficult. And it was kind of awkward. They had a good position to kind of capitalise on stuff, but once that force went down, and Yellen just getting that really nice aggression, at Gink joining in to pick up players, and again, Yellen just over the point, denying space as much as possible. They managed to pick up Hems and Lucas, but now they're just going all over. Degu getting picked up by Demul. What a jump from him. Really good timing and knowledge. He does end up going down, but he's done the damage, Beater. And again, the bin black lose midpoint, and it is now in the possession of the bus crew.
Yeah, massive advantage onto Martin. They have the point as well. Time is ticking down, just slightly behind, but only by about 10 seconds. So this is looking excellent for the bus crew. It's just going to be a matter of how will the bin black actually manage to get this. And Martin is taking a lot of damage. Oh my god, no! He could not dodge the Lucas pipes and stickies. Just eventually they get taken down, and they lose the medic on the bus crew, but they got everyone except for the medic, so it's just basically inverted results here. So he's going to have an Uber advantage, but he's going to take a while before he could actually use it, so the time is going to be very low on the bus crew's side. So this is a very interesting situation.
Yeah, Josh really far forward and helps Jon actually pick up Yellen before going down himself, and now the rest of the bin black are pushing forward across that point. They have got 10 seconds on the time for the bus crew. Gink goes down to Martin's arrow, and it's looking like it's all in the bus crew's favour. They just need to push forward right now, get some players. If they can get 1 or 2 picks, even 1 pick will just be a good start. Get the demo, get a player out there who's going to deny that space. But Deox goes down to Lucas. Demul goes around the back, seeing if he can pick someone up. Josh going straight in onto Degu. Degu's super low, but so many players down for the bin black. Only 17 seconds left. Are they going to get the respawners in to contest this?
They will, but it was definitely a suicide wave on the edge there. It's about 5 seconds. Here they go in. Demoman gets denied. Scouts onto the point, but Uber comes in here, and yeah, Martin can't get his Uber in time, so it just barely didn't work out there for them. It's going to be a very close win for the bin black here on the first round, but this is boding well for us. It looks like it's going to be a very good game, but the bin black will take a good early lead here to set them ahead, and they earned it. It was hard fought.
Yeah, Demul's been doing absolutely amazing on Roma recently, and Gink's doing amazingly as well as Yellen. So there's just soldiers flying everywhere as they fly straight onto Martin. Lucas takes the advantage, goes on to Martin, but Gink manages to pick that up. Gink's still alive. Deox goes for the cleanup, but I believe Demul went over the top, or Josh. It was Demul, and managed to pick up Degu, so they managed to train players. Alba's super low, picks up Hems, but is in an awkward position for fighting Lucas right now, and he just needs to play that high ground, play on top of that point. Demul goes to try and save, but Martin managed with a long range arrow, manages to pick up Lucas and save his player. So it's bin black taking this mid.
Yeah, another really hard fought mid, both medics going down. And then eventually it was just like a 3 HP scout, the ultimate life form against a demo man. He can just do whatever as long as he has a little bit of health, and that demo man just cannot do 3 chip damage. So it's going to be a win on middle for the bus group, but very aggressive jumping by Josh takes down the medic. Wow. Oh my god, this collapse is insane from the bus crew. They just completely ate up everyone. Look at Alba and Diak just coming in there from the side, just doing the pincer move of all pincer moves.
One thing I've got to say about Josh, and I can already see him impacting, is last season on Ascent, this is something he was very good at. When he's got scouts to work with, he can just create the space and the distraction and let them clean up. The amount of times that Credu and Funds cleaned stuff up was insane, and now it's looking like he's doing that for the bus crew. Yellen actually in the background has a fight with Deox. Deox goes low, and Josh tries to clean him up, but goes onto Martin, tries to get the force, manages to get it before going down, and Demul in the back trying to get onto Degu, ends up getting cleaned up by Lucas, and Josh really far forward, taking a lot of damage, super low. They're trying to just get something out of Degu, get him killed, and Josh ends up going down to Lucas, and it's not looking too great for the bus crew. They're going to have to back up and concede this point right now, Peter.
Yeah, they've gotten a lot of time in the point already, so it's kind of fine. And also, I think it's worth noting that Daegu actually did get out this time around. We've seen a lot of situations where they don't manage to do it. So, you know, that's definitely an improvement. Man's on 50%, so at this point the bus crew, they have a decision to make. Do we go for a suicide play, or do we just play it slow and try to get some damage done, maybe get a pick, and then we just do a dry push Uber versus Uber? You know, it's pretty uncomfortable here as a medic, man, right? Because you want to be in the fight dishing out heals, but you also don't want to get too close to the enemy medic, because then you just get taken down. Looks like they've sent in Demul very aggressively. Josh is outrageously weak as well. He just needs an arrow. He gets the arrow, so he survives. So it's a very long, drawn-out fight, and Martin, he has gotten his Uber, so this has paid off pretty well for them, I'd say, but they haven't gotten any time on the point either.
No, but they have still got the advantage on the point. They're taking the Uber onto Yon, and they managed to get Degu. Oh, that's exactly what they needed from that Uber. Yon picking him up with a spam pipe from the sounds of it, and the rest of the bus crew now can just get a nice little hold forward. Josh really far forward on grass. I think he's going to back out as he knows he's not got any of his team. Maybe he wanted to go for some sort of forward hold, I don't know, but Demul going straight in, trying to see if he can get onto Degu. Gets denied, but Josh uses that distraction as an advantage. Martin got both soldiers on him, ends up going down not without trying to surf away. Alba,
Josh gets the medic.
Josh gets Degu with the skill stick. That's ridiculous.
The medic pickaxe. Nice job.
He's mining them drops, dude.
Yeah. He will get your medic no matter what it takes, even if it means just swinging a pickaxe in his face.
Welcome to the mine.
Yeah. Alright, it's 40 seconds on bus crew's clock, and it's about 2 minutes on Bin Black. So the bus crew, they have quite a lot of time. It's a complete dry push, no Ubers in play at all. They're pretty even, and looks like it's just going to be the bus crew basically out-DMing them so far. The positioning is just absolutely amazing at this point. I think they've just forced everyone back up to the point where they can just safely cap, and they've lost no players, so the fact that they cap doesn't even mean that they get slower spawns, or at least it has no effect immediately. So great push in by them.
Yeah, really good. Pushing is almost as a wave. Like, they just went inch by inch by inch. They didn't need to, you know, overextend or anything like that. And they're going to start conceding the point to the Bin Blackers. The Bin Black are trying just to get that cap back on their side. But now they're in a position where this Uber exchange happens, and if they lose any players, and oh, Josh! What an air shot onto Groove.
Nice.
And that means that a player is down. Demul is down as well, but he's going to be back up before anything happens. But they lose Alba as well, so they need to start getting things in advantage. Oh, Martin with a sub, but he gets picked up by a sticky from Lucas. This is just an absolute clusterfest right now. The meat grinder is out and in full force, and Yon getting picked up by Yellen as he's just trying to create something to happen. Completely ignores that soldier, and the Bin Black come out on top.
Yeah, so far these medics have both just been struggling to stay alive. It's just been so punishing by both teams, just the way that it just continues to get onto the medic. We actually see Alba going sniper for the first time. I've kind of expected to see this more. We might see Demul just go on to the scout as well once this happens. You know, he's not scout right now, but we might see that change. So currently the bus crew, they're just kind of taking it easy. They have an uber disadvantage. They've jumped into Soldier. King likes to go down to Demul, so they trade. Martin's getting jumped very aggressively. He needs to get out. Oh no, he might have just been in too far here because...
Oh my god, the entire Bin Black are chasing him.
As they should. That's once again really unfortunate. Like, I don't even blame Martin on that one because his team just melted in 0 seconds basically. But yeah, this is just the problem both teams have been struggling with, just going down, and it's 10 seconds on the Bin Black. So now the bus crew, they need to basically ignore the forward hold and get to the point. They have actually gotten to the point. So good job by them. They know what's up. They're not going to do anything dumb, but here comes the counter aggression in here. It's Josh on the point. Can he out DM a Soldier be tanking heals? Oh, it even comes in the Soldier from behind. Demul needs to jump in and get a 3k. No big deal.
He can do it. 60 hertz. 60 hertz warrior, but never mind. He ends up dying, and that that was an amazing round. Wow. That was so intense. There were so many good moments on that beta.
Yeah, I really do feel that just the fact that Martin got kicked off there at the last fight, when they were clearly just kind of going for, not even a suicide, but just kind of pressuring out the enemy team and get an Uber rung out of them. And then when you lose your medic in that kind of play, it's really bad. But Jan's going to jump in again very aggressively here, as he's always done every mid.
Yeah, and Josh, Jon, Alba all dropping to the bin black as they just come over like a wave, like an unstoppable force over the point, trying to pick up other players. They pick up Deox, and only Martin and Demul managed to survive, and that was a really confident mid from the bin black.
Indeed it was. We saw a sniper onto Demul for a little bit, and he will go sniper again. So... sorry. I had to sneeze. Anyway, okay. Jan just gonna get completely destroyed as he moves forward. A bit unfortunate. I think they were trying to buy space for the sniper, but now the sniper just getting rushed out really aggressively. Oh my god, everyone just survives as well for the bin black. So they're doing really good job of just holding on to this point and buying time.
Yeah, Yellen just doing that whole thing I mentioned before, where he just gets in the face of the enemy team when they overextend or they get themselves into a bunched up position, and he just knows when to go in and cause as much havoc as possible. And he's been doing that really well this game. And the rest of the bus crew bunched up again, so Yellen sees the opportunity, goes on to Martin, gets that force, but the exchange actually happens. But it's looking like it's a little bit more confident for the bin black right now, as they get a lot of damage onto Jon. Jon's super low, he does manage to get an arrow, whilst Groove goes down to Alba, and points very much in control of the bus crew right now, Bida, as Dego and Lucas need to back out into Cliff and just regroup with their friends and just concede that point.
Yeah, Alba hit a lot of really nice shots there and got some really crucial kills to turn that fight around. It was looking pretty dire for them. They actually had a really good Uber on the bus crew. So now Ubers are not in here. Nice. Yelling tries to do the same jump he's done a million times, but actually gets body blocked by a scout. I don't know if Diak did that on purpose, but if he did, he's a genius. But the fight is still going on, and the bus crew actually looks like they are winning it pretty substantially. They need to hold on to the point here if they really want to get the win, but it looks like they're just going to back off and take care of the fact that they're probably going to win some spawners. Oh, they're actually waiting for spawners before they cap, at least a little bit.
Demul on that sniper, he manages to get a headshot onto Groove. He's looking to get another angle, but Lucas just spamming onto him. Gink wants to go in and deny Demul, but Demul, really good decision making from him, actually just goes into the center of his team to get protected. And as they're pushing up, so much aggression coming out of the bus crew, but the Uber come out of the bin black, but they Uber much earlier than the bus crew, and Gink tries to get onto Demul. Demul gets protected by Alba. So many players down for the bin black that it just means they're taking it really confidently, and the bus crew take this point for themselves.
Indeed they do. So they're going to try to set up here. It's still even Ubers, but pushing into a sniper is always very uncomfortable, especially for the medic. But bus crew, they're being pressured very heavily right now, and they were actually in a pretty poor position to actually deny any of the initial in-hit. Grooves onto the medic. Can he hit him? He beefed earlier, and looks like he's going to continue to beef. He beefed hard too. And Martin will get out.
Yeah, Martin manages to get out, and this is very much the bin black's game right now. They're doing extremely well. Yellen and Gink have just been such a nuisance, like, all the time. So it's going to be difficult for the bus crew to really come back on this. They are at a disadvantage on time, and they're looking to come through this concrete area. Gink looking to do some weird high bomb onto Josh, ends up dying to him. They managed to get force much earlier. Martin holding his Uber, using it now just to see if they can pick up any players. Yosh just walking forward, manages to pick up Groove, goes on to Lucas. He loses his Uber, gets a lot of damage onto him. Hem's picking him up. Martin down as well. 30 seconds left on the point. Can the bus crew do anything to kind of rectify this?
Yeah, that's an open question. They need some heals right now, so I think they're gonna wait for buffs and then they go in for a full hurrah. But like Martin, he sort of ended up not using that Uber in time. Too many players had died before the Uber came in, and then it was up to Josh to get like a 5k or something, and that's just not very easy when you don't have a shotgun. You just don't have enough ammo. So here we go, the last hurrah coming in for the bus crew. They need to get on the point. They have got some time on it, so that's something. At least they can focus on the DM for now, but looks like it's just not going to be quite enough. It's just really beautiful positioning coming out from the bin black. They were just basically standing in a circle around the entire bus crew, and it's going to be 3-0. Sort of like the rounds got more and more convincing the longer on this match went.
Yeah, it was looking, I'd say the first round it was looking more in the favour of the bus crew. And then I feel like the bin black kind of got the hang of the enemy team, knew what they wanted to do, and as soon as they got that sort of organisation and decision making fully down, it was just an uphill battle for the bus crew.
Yeah, absolutely. We will be taking a look at some logs, and I assume they will be up on the stream soon. Alright, there we go. And the first thing I notice is that, as I've been mentioning, Lucas is just the big carry man, going 24 for 9, top damaging by like a really big amount.
Yeah, so, nearly 500 DPM, that's insane.
Yep. He is truly a beast. He kind of just sort of reminds me a little bit of like Mike or something.
No, yeah.
In the way that he just kind of DMs everything. But yeah, it's probably a little bit too early to make those kind of comparisons. But like, he just sort of has that aura around him where you just kind of feel like, yeah, he's gonna win any DM fight. And he was hitting a lot of pipes as well. He's got 11 kills with pipes and 11 with stickies, so that's good. Almost even damage on both of them, slightly more on the stickies. So very impressive pipes.
Yeah, really well played by him. Others, like, Logs obviously not really showing it, but Gink and Yellen, like, were just nuts during every mid. They'd just be flying across the point and just trying their best to get Martin and other members of the bus crew down, and they managed to succeed most of the time. But good reaction plays from Demol, especially during that first mid when Gink and Yellen went over the top and they were already on, like, barreling down on the combo of the bus crew, and Demol saw that as a good opportunity for him to actually go onto the bin black, and he got a 3k on the first mid. So that was really well played from him. So a lot of, toing and throwing between the teams. It's not convincing on like kills. It's not a huge advantage to either team. There is quite a difference, but especially when it comes to damage, not hugely. Caps basically the same, and the same amount of Uber charges as well. So actually a drop for a Daegu from the looks of it. So
yeah, I think I can't quite remember if he like dropped to a pipe. Yeah, he dropped to a pipe, so a little bit unfortunate, but yeah, I actually think both medics played pretty well. I think they both struggled to get out in a couple of situations, and in the end, Daegu ended up having a slightly better game. Curiously enough, Martin actually has more healing, so I'm not sure how that works, but you can see both teams just tanking the demo to all hell, like 32% on Lucas. He earned it with his damage, but he also did have like massive assists from his medic, and then Jan on 24%, which is no slouch either. And then, interestingly enough, Groove getting a lot of heals, but not really doing much with them. He has one of the lower producers this round, so interesting.
One thing that's quite interesting looking at those heal percentages is the difference between Yellen and Josh, and they are very different styles of pocket. Like Yellen does really like flying off the cuff, so to speak, and like going into the enemy team, whilst Josh has always been known as that more of a heal centric pocket, like the old school style of pocket, where I've seen him many a times, especially last season, just play with shotgun, where he can just just be this tank for his team and just walk them through chokes and walk them into situations. And I feel like they needed more, like the bus crew needed more Yellen than Josh during that game. But next map, Snakewater. What's your thoughts coming into this beta?
It's obviously a very different map, just from the fact that it's a CP map and not a COF map. So, you can actually do stuff on this map that you probably couldn't before. It's a lot more dynamic, and if you have like a lot of game sense, you will actually be rewarded in a bigger way, because it won't just be like the status quo half the time that's being maintained. You can actually just push in and gain a lot of points from it. So, we might see a very different dynamic going in here. Also, just more people are used to 5 CP maps, so when you have like a less drilled team like the bus crew here, like maybe just the fact that they all have pretty good DM and game sense, and they just kind of know how this game mode works a lot better, It might just be that they are just more naturally on the same page, and therefore they'll have better cohesion on this map. So, that's what I'm hoping for, at least. Because as it looks right now, it looks like the Bin Black is just significantly stronger, but I wouldn't be surprised if we have a pretty good match coming in here where it's actually going to be a lot better looking for the bus crew.
Yeah, well, Josh's playstyle definitely fits more to 5CP than King of the Hill. And I can see, with Josh not leaving his medic as much and Yellen really liking to sack onto the medic and, create some plays and create some space, the Josh may be able to clear that up quite nicely if he gets the opportunity to do so. So I could see things being kind of different. I feel like Lucas will play really strong, but I'd like to see more out of Yon this game. Yon is by far not a bad demo. Like, as demos go, he's pretty good. So it's just the quality of demos this season, in my opinion, are pretty damn good. Like, you've got a lot of options to call decent demos. So
definitely a trend I'm noting is that, whenever I'm noting down ticks, like currently, there's like a ton of demo, man. Like, I don't know if demos have just finally figured out the sticky nerf or something, or if we just happen to have a lot of really good demo men or something, but yeah, there's like a ton of really good demos getting a ton of highlights all the time, so pretty interesting. Another thing I really look forward to is seeing the soldiers on this middle. You saw Yellen and Gink having a huge impact on the last middles here, and Snakewater is pretty notorious for being a very, very good middle for soldiers, like at least in the way that they can initiate the fight. So, Josh and Demul are probably what you'd expect to be the better combo, right? But then also you have Yellen and Gink absolutely playing their best game. So that's going to be some absolute fire at the beginning of the middle, just fireworks going off and just huge explosions in the sky as soldiers just jump into each other. I can't wait to see. It's going to be very interesting to see who has the better success. The boss crew, they really need to actually have that success and take down Lucas, but we'll see what happens in this first mid.
Yeah, and Lucas a lot more far forward. Yon being spammed out, and Demul sees if he can make a play onto Yellen, doesn't manage to connect anything. Josh super low as well. Yon end up going down, Demul down, Josh down. So many players for the bus crew are actually down to Bin Black. Martin ends up going down right at the end to Yellen. Did they not know he was there?
They definitely knew he was there, but they had to run back. At least Martin had to. He was very, very weak. There were scouts chasing him, so he was like, okay, I'm just going to jump into this altar. Hopefully my team takes him down before he can get me. But no, as it was, he just didn't have time for it. So it was kind of a rock and a hard place, and the hard place won out, I guess. But yeah, unfortunately for him, so that was a very convincing win on the middle for Bin Black. They do have to contend with the Demul sniper now, but I don't think, it's definitely not going to block the point or anything, but they just need to not bleed to him. And actually they do bleed Hems, so Hems going down there on scout is pretty unfortunate. That means that any kind of push in is going to be a lot more difficult. It's going to be more difficult to put time on point, but we'll see. Actually, Lucas going down as well. This last push is just looking like it's not going to happen because of all this really great pressure here coming from Bus Crew.
Yeah, they're looking to create something, and Yellen and Dagger decide to go in onto Josh. Josh backing out. They kited this Uber really nicely. They haven't lost any players to it. Never mind, Demul goes down, but Demul probably was behind looking for a play. So it's not a bad position. They've got the sentry in quite a nice spot. It's easy to spam out from lower, but if anyone jumps, they're pretty boned, and the rest of the bus crew are looking to go forward. They look. Josh clearing stickies, looking ready to go, and looks like they're going to take this Uber out as soon as they can. There's a lot of hesitation out of the bus crew though. Are they going to use this advantage, or are they going to wait? They haven't really decided on anything. Hem's going down, so the Bin Black have lost the player. Oh, it's crits. Never mind.
And they have used it now. Here comes the demo man trying to lob stickies over, but the medic is out there. The first sticky didn't quite hit. Oh no! The medic gets it. The yawn pipe finds the medic. Eventually Martin does go down as well, but unbelievably he actually found the medic there. I think the medic was just like, okay, he's giving up on me, but he had not. It does kind of fall apart there at the end for the bus crew, but man, that fight.
I was ready to call Cringe Krieg. I was ready to say it. I was like, well, this is a bit of a Cringe Krieg, but Yon's stray pipe just saved everything. We've seen Yon do some amazing stuff with crits before, like that Sunshine mid crits that he did at Copenhagen Games was crazy. So it's not like he doesn't usually beef these sorts of things, but Albert actually picking up Gink on that whilst using that sniper class.
Mool is moving out very far. He's like in a position where he might be able to jump in very aggressively. There is a scout watching him now, but he's already just pulling players out of position. And it's all just buying space for Alba. Okay, eventually he does go down. Groove will get taken down, but definitely a win for the Bin Black here on this fight. There's a sentry and last, so any kind of big positioning in here, it's not going to be as bad as it might look. They do eventually spam down the sentry gun, but spawners are about to come in 5 seconds, and this Uber, oh my god, King gets air piped by Yon. But no, there's so many people on straight in. Uber, no, they didn't do it in time, and everyone just gets blown into the stratosphere. Just holding on a bit too much there, and the spawner's not coming in time. So, good play there by Bin Black, putting on a lot of pressure, but also a bit of a crumble and throw there by the bus crew.
Oh, that was unfortunate for the bus crew. Really well played by the Bin Black, though. Like I mentioned earlier, Yon beefing up his rollout there. But the Bin Black have really, brought their A game on this later part of this season. And I think it's really starting to show. Like, the bus crew aren't exactly a weak team, especially with the rosters they've got. Not that much team cohesion, but individually the players are really great. And Alba picks up Gink, but ends up going down to Hems in the exchange. Lucas really far across the point, gets so much damage onto Yon.
Hems is behind. He's about to come in on the flank. Oh. Here he comes. He's onto the medic. Can he find him? Martin is dancing, and no. Nice to deny there from Yon, but Yon himself is being pressured out here by Lucas, but now the DX scouts come in. It's a demo and a scout and a medic against a demo and a scout and a medic, so it's like ulti trio basically, as the Uber comes in first here as Lucas goes down to the Yon pipe. So Yon actually winning out in the DM fight. Here comes the counter Uber. Goof's gonna get completely mauled. Dago's gonna try and make it out alive. He actually gets a saw, but it's not gonna be enough, and that's a complete win for the bus crew. Great DM there, especially by Yon going huge on that mid.
Yeah, Yon doing a lot of work, and yeah, but so scrappy. Like, the bus crew, won on chaos a bit there. I feel it wasn't as convincing as it could have been for them, but they're looking to push forwards. And Josh playing very aggressive up on that Batman's takes a bit of spam for his trouble, but forces people out of lobby. And with only Lucas left, setting up quite an interesting sticky trap. I think Demul may have seen him place that, but that could be something if they tried to go up into lobby. But yeah, the trap's gone, so they haven't held it to try and pick up Martin, so they know that's cleared.
I think they're going for the dot push, and like Yon is in drop down. Maybe they're gonna go that way. And here we go. It's gonna be a scout and demo man. They have both jumped away from the sentry gun. Daegu goes down to 50 HP, but he crucially has not died yet. There we go. Finally dies. The sentry gun is still up, but now everyone on the bus crew is just over on the left side, and they got 2 kills, including the medic. So if they just slowly whittle down the enemy team, they can actually just make this work. But they need to work pretty fast before these spawners come in as well. There's 1 second until the spawner comes in. Gink actually wins the fight thanks to Groove. And the sentry gun is still up, so people can't really go in very aggressively. Josh is on the shotgun, and looks like they've just kind of beefed this push. It's just a fight that continues to go on here as Martin will dance around, not get taken down. It's a 4-on-3 fight now, so all of a sudden...
DX!
Yeah, DX is winning this fight. The sentry gun is still up though. Look at the sentry gun doing so much work, but a soldier on the point. Can he? No. Hems cleans up, and like that sentry gun lived throughout the entire fight.
Oh no, that's unlucky, because like the bus crew almost had that. They just, I think if they focused their players a little bit more, took out players a little quicker. Like Martin stayed alive for so long, and they're going to be rewarded for that with this supercharge, but only 80% on Daegu means that 20% is so easy to build up. 90% they shouldn't go in now, and they're looking to go in anyway with Deox. That sentry gun ends up getting picked up. Deox straight onto the point. They've got a bit of time there, but Yellen denying that. The Uber comes out onto Yellen. He goes onto Alba. so many players from the bus crew. Josh staying alive, just being a bit of a stone wall, but he ends up going down. Yon on the point, on his own. Oh, only Martin left. I think Martin's going to be way out. He's completely out of dodge into like lower choke there, and that's going to be another quite solid. Relatively solid defense from the Bing Black.
Yeah, absolutely. Really good defense there. They just stalled really well, got the Uber in time, and look at that. Martin's actually going to just be completely out of here. Like, I think they need to run at this point. Josh is still in very deep, and actually Dago goes down to the Yon pipe, so Yon again just saving it for his team with a nice pipe onto the medic. It seems like Yon has been really on point this map so far. Just really strong performance. Just whenever his team is looking like about to lose a fight, he just comes in with a really crucial pipe and equalizes things. So now it's going to be an uber advantage for the bus crew, and they even have a sniper as well. So they can move very much forward, just kind of bully them out with the uber advantage, and then when they retreat, you can just pick them off with the sniper. So the mule in the window there we go. Yellen gets taken down. It's like I'm a prophet. That happened exactly as I said it would, and it's going to be an easy second point. Might even be able to use on the last.
If you're a prophet, who's going to win the World Cup? Go.
Not England. Your heart's going to be broken. As the sentry gun in the corner is going to get taken down immediately by the Uber. As Alba just jumps onto the point. They've actually put so much time on it. There we go. It's going to be France, by the way. I had to think about it, but yeah, it's going to be France. 1-1.
You're hurting me, buddy. My heart. Come on.
Like, you made it through, right? So now you're all hopeful, and now your dreams are about to get crushed.
Yes.
This is how things work in the football world. I'm pretty sure.
Our next game we're going to lose. But we're on to this third mid of the game. Yon, not too slow. Lucas and him just exchange pipes, and the rest of the teams join. They're looking to create something. Demol taking a lot of spam on that top area. No one's made a play yet, but Demol going for a high bomb onto Lucas. Takes a lot of damage though, ends up going down to Yellen, and they've got a player advantage.
Gink comes in from behind as well. Does a ton of damage onto the demo man, gets the medic down as well, so just a money flank from Gink, and he's still behind, by the way. Looking to do some damage. Alba's still caught in, and he will get taken down, so just a monstrous mid from the Bin Black, just trapping them all in the corner, and then as they were retreating out, just a soldier comes in and just completes the trap, just smashes the team.
Our control point is being captured.
Yep, and not too good for the bin. Sorry, I'm really struggling with the Bin Back and the bus crew. It's hard for my little English brain to comprehend.
It's the Bin crew versus the bus black. Crew.
Yeah, versus the bus black. Oh god, no, please. Lucas going down to Alba's headshot. The Uber has come out onto Groove. He's managed to pick up the sentry of Deox. He goes in, gets immediately shot by Demol as soon as that Uber fades, but the rest of the Bin Black are in. I said it right this time, and Yon from the bus crew taking a lot of damage, and the bus crew are all cornered, nowhere near their point. Demol goes down. The last attempt to try and salvage that point wasn't enough, and the Bin Black take the point. I did good there. I'm proud of myself.
You did it. It's going to be another good round for them. It was a very clean push. He just slowly whittled down a lot of players. Did a lot of damage by just sort of threatening to stand on the point. They didn't even play the point that hard, but they just threatened it enough that everyone from the bus crew had to move forward. But yeah, we have another mid here. And take it away.
Yeah, and Josh goes in really aggressive onto Hems, trying to see if he can get something onto Degu, but he's staying in the background, having the shotgun battle with Groove. Groove winning it, and Josh actually going down. So both soldiers lost during that point, and Yellen and Gink are still alive, and they managed to pick up Yon from that, and they're just ploughing through Saw. Yellen was almost looking like he wanted to go forward, and he is still wanting to go forward with the rest of his team. They're in lobby right now. They ain't stopping for nobody. They're chasing Martin down. They're on the hunt. Lucas just dealing so much damage to Demol.
Josh is caught in, and looks like he will make it out alive just barely, but that was a bit too aggressive, and that will actually end up being Yellen going down. It was actually Demol, sorry. And Josh has gotten the force. He's just in their face, and he's going to have a really nice solo over here. Let's see if he can actually do something with it. And he has the shotgun as well. But oh my god.
Oh my god, he got mulched.
Yeah, he got like quadruple team there. There was just no chance for him. But the rest of his team, they are having a lot more success. So Jan again, just doing so much work. Get the medic again. Oh my god, what a surf from Martin as well. Just survived that fight, and Jan just got like a 4K or something on that fight. Really, really strong play by Martin and Jan.
What is it with these PEM players not having freaking kill streaks? We can't see how many kills they've got.
Yeah. Apparently, Wiethoofd has us covered. He said maybe it was a 5K, it depends on whether or not. Alright. Okay.
Oh, he has 5 kills this life. Okay. We need that, you know, that thing that announces to the server.
Yeah, the CE spec tools, whatever. Yeah. But yeah. Well, so it's a full Uber advantage on Martin. They're gonna go into grass, and Martin will get taken down by a sticky Lucas. I think that wasn't quite a drop, but it's the same effect. Medic going down. Just see Demul gunning in for Daegu. He knows he has to, but gets taken down by Lucas as well. But Lucas, he just saw Jan's performance. He was like, I can do that too. And it's complete wipe from the bus crew.
Yeah, that was disappointing. I think that's the only way I can describe it. Really well played by the Bin Black though. It's disappointing for the bus crew. Really, really good from the Bin Black, and they punished them really nicely. And that's pretty much what this game has been so far. It's been the bus crew trying their best to do something, them getting punished, and like whenever it's a success, it's because Yong just pulls something out of the bag. Demul going down to Yellen, really aggressive. Lucas in on battlements, doing almost a... Oh god.
Oh, Daegu going down. Deox main classing. That's just cheating. Soda's on behind though. Martin in the skybox will surf around. He took some cratering damage. No. Oh my god. Ging actually goes down to DX as well, so DX is just continuing on his spree there. He will eventually get back to spawn and switch, but both medics going down there. Just Martin making it very difficult, but yeah, they worked for his kills, but you know, they still got it. And we actually see Daegu on a significant Uber advantage right now to just build properly. They're going to have like a 30% advantage, so they can absolutely just push on this kind of advantage if they just build it properly and do a good dot push where they're in position when they get the Uber and do everything right. So yeah, let's see if they if they mess it up or not, I guess. But yeah, you can already see that it's Kritzkrieg, like on Martin on the defense. That's interesting. So that means they're about to come in at the same time. We might see Martin be too far forward just because he's on a crit streak, and there comes the Uber on the right side. Right, but it's just there's about to be a crit streak. Josh comes in here, takes down 2, takes down 3. Oh my god, they did not expect that at all.
That was nuts. Like, even though they were out of position, they managed to make something of it. And
no, everyone's just funneling onto the point and getting soldier spammed. What? Gink, I think, got like a PK. Yeah. Wow.
That was nuts. How do you do a crits play like that and then lose the round? Like, they caught them by surprise so well. They weren't expecting that. Josh just, you know, got so many players with that, and it's, you know, they should have just waited on point. Had one person on point, cycled players through, but they all just jumped on in a panic and got punished for it.
Yeah, it was just the soldier spam too much. The soldier is in very aggressively here. Josh is actually behind lines now. Demul is sort of behind lines, actually takes down Hems. Now Josh comes in with his body. Demul. This is like beautiful soldier play right now from the bus crew. They've lost no one. Martin might get taken down. No, Martin's on 7 HP, and now it's a full wipe. Wow, just the soldier play on the bus crew right there was just absolutely amazing. They just went in there, got behind, got some kills while doing so, turned a lot of eyes, and then continued to do damage. And then Martin's just barely survived. So this is going great.
It's not over for the bus crew. They've still got plenty of time to make something happen, and that's exactly what Josh wants to do, but he gets picked up by Yellen. But Yellen going down to Yon means that they've got the opening. They're in really early. The sentry not able to do too much. Gets spammed down by Demul. The Uber has come across the point, and the bus crew just in a good position to actually create something to happen. They just need to not lose any players. They take down Groove. They need to not have an extended fight. They need to collapse on the Bin Black. They need to create something to happen. Alba overcrossed the point, picks up Lucas.
Alright, they're
really
finally
well
putting time onto the point. There we go. Alba getting 2 really quick succession, but Gink getting a ton as well. And this entire time, it's just been the height advantage coming in here. But oh my god, it's just
Martin.
Oh wow. unbelievably. I thought that was really going to go the other way for a while there, but just barely Josh managed to turn it around. It was just the bus crew throughout that entire fight was doing really poorly of just actually putting time onto the point.
Yeah.
But it worked out in the end, I guess. But man, that was close.
It was like they were trying to do an extended fight on last, when really they should have just got Deox or Alba onto that point, or even, you know, a soldier, just someone to get that point started. And on this mid, Demol goes in super quick. Really nice jump from him. He ends up going down to Groove though, and Josh and Yon just clearing that up. He ends up going down, but Yon as well, this is not too good. They had a good start to this mid-fight. Yellen taking down Martin.
And I think Daegu might have gotten a saw, so I think he might get the super a little bit earlier. Okay, it's not going to matter, but yeah, just these fights are just all so close. Like, all of them. It's kind of crazy. Why are they not putting time onto it? Are they trying to, like, fake out the scout? I think maybe the soldier's gone forward, so it's the medic alone capping or something? I'm not sure if that was some mind games or whatnot, but yeah, interesting decision there by Daegu to go off the point. I don't think I have figured out why he was doing that. But anyway, these are the kind of things that will keep me up. Yeah, this will keep me up at night, because I feel like I'm being outsmarted here. But anyway, Daegu actually has a pretty significant advantage, but it's very difficult to actually use an Uber advantage properly onto the second point. So we'll see if they can do it. They need to check these sticky traps. It's also a sniper, so there's just every opportunity here for Daegu to
looking for that headshot.
Yeah. Daegu plays it so cautiously, and
crits on Martin, and it failed. Josh going down, that's so poor. That would have been a really good crits, but they almost get something. That was so close, but the Bin Black over the top of the point, doing the thing that the bus crew should have done, which is get time onto the point, and Hems is doing exactly that, and they end up losing the round for it. Really good speed from the Bin Black. They knew they had the advantage. They got that crits out. Demol almost catching something, but ending up taking the round beater.
Yeah, that's a pretty decent push in here from the Bin Black. Gonna take a 4-2 lead. There's still about 10 minutes remaining, so it's actually like a super fast snake game that we have going here. I'm really happy about this. So yeah, like these teams, they've just been sending in soldiers so quickly here. Like Josh and Demol, they basically just landed right in front of the enemy team. But wow, look at Demol just in the skybox immediately. Actually, Alba will come in to take down the Demo Man, and then get saved.
Martin get picked up by Yellen though. Yellen on the background actually going to create some problems for Alba as well. Alba gets picked up. Gink not managing to do anything, but Josh doing the return. Oh my god, that air shot onto Groove.
And then Yellen gets another one. It's about to be a soldier fight. Josh has significantly less HP, but he has some better ground. Oh, misses the air shot. Yeah, he doesn't have the shotgun, does he? I'm pretty sure he doesn't. But yeah, this is close. Can he get it? they demolish each other. Oh, that's beautiful. The classic soldier duel. I love it.
The Major was in town there, and he just wasn't having any of it. That was nuts. Take that as one of your frag clips, Peter. That was insane. As the bus crew take this opportunity to move forward, they managed to pick up Hems.
Gink is onto the medic. Oh, he's not going to make it at all. He's like 1 HP. He is exactly 1 HP, actually. He does pick up a medkit, but yeah, not good. Gonna do much against 2 scouts. So now it's going to be a cap in here for the bus crew. They need this. They need the momentum, and they do have it. And they have an Uber advantage as well, so just going to bully out
the more having a fighting cheese. But Yellen gets picked up by Yon. Yon just doing that aggression over the top of ramp. They managed to create something beater, and they're looking to go in on Uber. They're going to go on the right side. They're going to take Josh in first. He doesn't want to use the Uber yet. They're waiting for it. They're getting time on point like they should have done earlier. They take that Uber in. They need to get straight onto Daegu, because Daegu's so close to getting that Uber. He tries to get a sword to create something to happen. He ends up going down. Now there's no more bus crew players to get any time onto the point. They're getting fizzled out by Groove and Yellen there. And Yon trying to get down Groove. He manages to do it. He needs to create something. Deox. Where is he? Where even is Deox? Deox has died and he's on the respawn queue. Well, just come off the respawn queue, so that's a failed push for the bus crew beater.
Yeah, they just kind of missed their shots really badly. They got no kills on the initial Uber, even though there's a lot of players in front of them. And I think like Gink was on 2 HP, and it's just barely not able to get in here. But on the re-push, though, looks like everyone's just going to go down. Josh just plus forwards a Demo Man down with the shotgun. Like, the good thing about the shotgun is it does 0 self-damage, but oh my god, Gink even jumps in there, and he cannot get it, and all of a sudden this is completely falling apart for the Bin Black on that push-out. They just get picked off one by one, and then eventually the Bus Crew just goes in there for a very clean cap. 4-3, the comeback is real.
Yeah, like, the Bus Crew playing a very different second half of this game. They've kind of decided to take the initiative more. I felt like that was their problem during the first half of the game, is the Bin Black very much dedicated the pace and, you know, controlled all the cards, so to speak. And during this, a lot more aggression out of Yon. He's pushing really far forward. Gink goes in onto Martin, helps Martin go down. Josh down, Yon down, 4 players down. Jesus, this is not good for the Bus Crew. Deox and Demul managed to get Degu just before going down. And where is Deox hanging? Where is he hiding? He's
he is
up on their
roof.
bottom. And
yeah, he is a 1 scout against 2 soldiers here. He has quite a lot of health, and both soldiers are like half health. Like, if he was a real man, he would have just fought this, but I guess he doesn't know about the health, so he's a bit cautious about it, but he was actually in a really great position. He's going to wait for his soldiers to come in here and then take him down. Maybe it was just a smart play to wait for the respawners to come in, and the rest of his team are in here. This is a pretty sneaky, sticky trap from Lucas. No, he will not get anyone with it. He has dead them now. So, okay, I was a bit... I was calling him a bit of a pussy there, but he was actually really smart. The Deox, good play by him. And there's going to be a very aggressive push in here. No Ubers in play just yet, but it is an advantage on Martin. But just look how weak everyone is on the Bus Crew. But they have gotten into a very good position. Everyone just on the low ground for the Bin Black. Looks like Gink's going to come in here onto the medic, but oh no!
Martin gets forced and it's only left with Yon. Gink wants to just bully them out, and as soon as that is out, Lucas looking to go for the trap, but Yon goes forward, picks up Lucas. Martin went down to Yellen though. Yon getting picked up in the end by Groove, and that's a failed push for the Bus Crew.
Yeah, this is the danger of actually pushing before you have an Uber. You know, this kind of stuff can happen, and just Martin happened to not be close to every... Like, he couldn't save anyone with this Uber, basically. He only saved his demo, and that's just not enough to actually get out. So... yeah, they took a risk there. They wanted to kind of get second for free and then have an Uber for last, but that did not work at all. And they're just going to be very aggressively pushed here into the Bus Crew. It looks like the Bus Crew is actually doing pretty well. It seems like their positioning is very good. They're very well spread out. They're not taking the same spam, and now they have a soldier on the high ground. So I think the Bin Black is going to have to get out of here, but Lucas, he cannot make it out of there. He gets caught off by Demul. Just really lock him down. Really nice brain play there by Demul to take him down, and it's going to be a mid cap here for the Bus Crew and almost certainly a second cap.
Yeah, and Gink and that was Hems have to back spawn. But this game beater, this map has been such a to and fro battle, and it's been really tense. There've been some really good moments, and the Uber comes out of the Bus Crew. They look to go forward. Yon gets denied at the point, but they managed to pick up the sentry gun, but they lose Deox and Alba. They lose their scouts. Martin surfs away beautifully. That's insane. He manages to get out, and he needs to escape as soon as possible. He'll probably get picked up by Yellen right now. Yellen spots him. Martin looks to surf away again, but Yellen's just waiting. Gets really close. Ends up killing him. I think he might have kill binded. Yeah, just knew it was over.
It was actually smart of the soldiers to miss there a bunch. Like, I think he was trying to, like, either hit the rockets in such a way that the medic could only, like, surf one way, or maybe just hit him directly, so they hit him in the head. But yeah, basically there's an Alba sniper right now trying to get a pick, but Daegu has not shown his face to the sniper, and I think Alba has also been called out as well. That's usually the first step to countering a sniper, is to realize that there is a sniper. So, you know, but this is a very difficult second point to push against the sniper. You know, like I think you need to kind of push through the saw area, but yeah, it can be very, very difficult. It has its own kind of advantages and disadvantages, but they're just going to Uber in straight here. Very aggressive Uber.
Yon having a battle on the bottom ground though. He gets separated from his team, and the rest of the Bin Black push forwards. Peter, sorry to cut you off, my friend. And the Alba goes down, and Yon now in a good position to spam people, but Yellen just wants to go straight in and pick up players. He doesn't manage to do anything, and Deox picks him off, but Josh goes down. The repush looks like it's coming out of the Bin Black. As they get that second point, they didn't even have it to begin with. Martin uses his Uber. They're just onto the Bin Black. They pick up players. Degu managing to get out, though, through Cheese, getting chased by Demol, but they decide not to go any further with that. And there's a back cap.
The back cap. I think they're going to be there in time. Yes, just barely. Yeah, it was Gink who made his way in there. He will actually trade with John, so that was eventually just kind of worth it. No demo man in here on the push. A very aggressive jump in here by Demul and Josh. It's gonna actually just get everyone out of there, even though they took a lot of damage. So they get middle here for quote unquote free, and now they have a slight disadvantage. So they should probably hit the brakes at this point and don't get Ubered on. But we'll see. They've been pretty aggressive so far.
Yeah, they've only got a minute 20 left to equal this out to go to a point where they can bring it to a golden cap. So it's all or nothing for the bus crew, and they're trying to find an angle to do something. And they're looking to go into lower into grass, but Deox gets picked up by a trap by Lucas, and that's the first player to go down. Yon taking a lot of damage. The Uber has come out. The exchange has started, and the bus crew really need to get onto this point and start playing forward. They should have a player already going to last. Is like the speed they need, and they're losing players. They've got all of the speed taken out of them, but Demol goes on to Degu, gets that pick. Grove going down as well. Yellen down. They've got a chance to do this.
The 3-on-3 fight. Martin's still in the fight, right? Oh, he was kind of out, but yeah, just Josh and Albert actually just doing so much work. Lucas onto the medic. Oh, barely misses that fight with the heads with.
They can't do this. Only 30 seconds left. They need to be so quick.
Oh, they can definitely do this.
Yeah, 20 seconds left on the point. Will they actually make anything out of this? They're looking to go in. Josh just barreling down that lower point. They're getting spammed from top from Gink. The Pudis is out for Grove. Josh end up being the first one to go down. Deox super low. Demul super low on the side as well. Yon going down. Deox down. Demul picking up Gink though. Only 4 seconds left, so they denied as much as they can. And that is the map and the 2 games going to the Bin Black. Oh, that was amazing, Beta.
That was a really, really entertaining game. It came down to the wire. Just a bit too constrained on time there for the bus crew to actually make it in there. The heavy was just too much. They had like 3 players to try and focus him down. That's not quite enough. And yeah, the Bin Black, they pulled it out there, but they struggled mightily. There was a lot of really good exchanges, a lot of medic drops, a lot of just everything in this game. Some really close pushes. Seemed like all the team fights just ended up with like 2 players alive or something. So it was just outrageously close and an extremely entertaining game. So
can I just throw some numbers at you, Beta?
Do it.
The damage difference between the red and the blue team was just over 100 damage. Wow. And there was 1 kill between them.
That is actually crazy.
The only thing that isn't close is the Uber charge. Both teams won 4 mids, 1 extra cap for the blue team, and 15 Uber charges versus 11 for the Bin Black. Some of them were crits, that's very true. But it was very much like, that's a great description on how close this was. Like, yeah. Wow. Like, look at Yon and Yellen's like damage scores. They're so close. Like, Yon staying alive for a little bit longer, but both demos putting in work. It was like, no. Yon and Yellen aren't. Yellen isn't a demo. I'm sorry, but you know, it was super close on damage. Like the top damage is only at like 8-ish points. No, more like 12 actually. Points per minute difference. It was so close. Like Yellen picking up 31 kills during that game, Beta. It was a game of pockets for me. I feel like both Josh and Yellen did so much work.
Yeah, they definitely did. They both had 10 air shots as well, which is probably the most important stat, if we're being honest. And then, of course, you know, you were talking about how you'd like to see more out of Yon. And you got your wish, that's for sure.
Oh, I most certainly did.
Yeah, that was probably the man of the match for me, at least here on Snakewater. So just really, really strong performance coming out from him.
Look at the air shots between Josh and Yellen. 10 apiece.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh, that's what we want to see in TF2. Like, so many air shots during that game.
Yeah, and you can't see this on stream, but Jan, he got 16 kills with the Iron Bomber and 9 with the stickies. So that's a very nice ratio there. Like, usually you get more kills with the stickies, but not Jan, it would seem.
Jan pipes.
Yeah, indeed. Like, it seemed like every time there was a close situation, he would just do that. We have some medic stats here as well. It's pretty interesting how like both demos get tanked pretty heavily. And actually, Martin had fewer deaths this game as well. It's probably why he has more Ubers and Kritzes combined. And yet his team lost, even though he had fewer deaths and more Ubers. So, like, this was incredibly close. It was just other factors that really decided this match. But yeah, outrageously close.
But yeah, we closing that. We do have an interview, but it's from the Merc for the bus crew. Even though he's been a long-standing member, we actually are joined by Alba. How are you doing, Alba?
Hello, I'm alright.
How are you feeling coming out of those games?
I mean, obviously it's annoying, but I don't know. Can't really expect too much when we haven't played in 2 weeks, pretty much.
Oh, that's understandable. But from the perspective of watching it, that looked like a really fun game. It didn't look like it was especially the second map was definitely no roll to one side. It was extremely close. And I imagine that was quite a lot of fun to play.
I mean, yeah, it was fun to play, but it was like just felt like we were constantly like fighting an uphill battle, like especially on Via. Like I feel like Via was a little bit closer than the score might suggest. But like on Snakewater, we were just constantly battling an uphill battle. So it's like a lot of frustration too, from my end at least.
Okay. And one question, not really about the game, but it's a question kind of on my mind, and I imagine in others. What is going on with the bus crew?
I think the bus is broken down. It's been to the repair shop like 9 times. I think it was dumpstered at one point, and then someone picked it up, and built it up again. No, but we've had some roster issues for sure. Bot mode leaving, deciding to join Quake. We got Deoxin. Then Tobbs booked a trip to Japan, and he was going to be gone for like, I think week 4 and onwards. So we just decided to try to like fill his boots as quick as possible. Yeah, we managed to get Nemo. He's not super keen on TF2, so he doesn't want to play too much. And then when Polygon decided to step down, we had to fill in the pocket role, which is very hard in like mid-season. We managed to get Josh, and he has an arm injury.
Not a bad pocket.
Yeah, it's not a bad pocket, but he has an arm injury, which prevents him from playing TF2, So
it honestly did not seem like it during that last map.
What I heard from him, it's fine to play like a day, but like if it's a couple of days in a row, it's gonna go bad. So. Yeah, so we decided just to not scream anymore and play officials.
All right, I want to know, going back to the game, it looked like it was really close on Viaduct, and then the further the game went on, the less close it was. Like, what was really going wrong there? Like, did they just figure you out, or what do you think happened there on Viaduct?
Yeah, I think they were a bit nervous in the beginning, and then, I don't know, when they got to first round, things kind of fell apart, fell in line, is what I want to say for them.
Right.
And yeah, I guess they got confidence getting the 1-0 up.
All right, and then of course on Snake, it was a much closer game. I feel like that could have gone either way on so many occasions.
Yeah.
Is it just like a better map for you, or is it just like the fact that it's CP, or is it Snakewater, or was it?
We have played Product 3 times, so we're not very practiced on it. Meanwhile, Snakewater is a bit like easier to play as a team, I would say, because you play it a lot more often in parks and stuff.
Right.
Which was basically what we tried to play with some insight from Josh, of course.
All right. Well, I will not keep you any longer. We actually have another game on the other channel, so why don't you do some shout-outs, Alba, and then we can get everyone onto the other stream.
All right. Shout-outs to the bus crew, and of course, shout-outs to Bin Black and the Bin organization. Shout-outs to Smira. Shout-outs to the Saints crew. Shout-outs to PC Master Race.
Yeah, big shout out. Wait, am I casting the next one too? Oh, okay. All right, but okay, yeah, Wiethoofd, can you inform me what other game is going on? Who the casters on? Oh, it's Aura versus Swift. All right. Aura versus Swift. Why is it not in here? Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, with Hipfire and Dumb, and then we have a new producer, Morris. So go say hi to him, give him some love, and just yeah. Do you have anything you want to say here before we leave GrumpyKoi, or is this going to be it for us?
Can I do some shout outs?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to shout out Jon and the rest of the bus crew. I want to shout out Yellen and the rest of the Bin Black players that I really enjoyed watching during this game. And yeah, shout out to Lucky, shout out to all the peeps I know, and shout out to chat, enjoying that wonderful game. And yeah, shout outs to you, Beta, for a great cast, and shout out to our boy Wiethoofd for getting all the camera shots and getting us some of those air shots that were popping off during this game.
Yep, so you guys just sit tight. We're going to raid this channel over onto the other one, onto TF2E2, and then Hipfire and Dumb are going to keep you entertained. You're going to get another really great game. So just sit tight. We'll get all of it sorted for you, and you will just be forcefully crammed down their throat. Just, it's going to be great. But yeah, good cast, Grumpy. Good time, as always, Wiethoofd. And let's just go raid some people.
Shoutouts to I-63.